The meaning of the movie author Orpheus to read 5 minutes published 6.10. 2020 updated 6.10. 2020 Dogville is one of the most iconic films of the scandalous director Lars von Trier. Someone calls it unjustifiably cruel, but the plot contains a deep meaning. According to the director's idea, nothing should distract the viewer from the main ideas. The film is more like a play. The houses of the townspeople are depicted schematically, and the main emphasis is on dialogues and the character's character. What the movie Dogville is about: one day in the small town of Dogville appears a beautiful girl named Grace. It becomes clear that she is hiding from someone, and the residents provide her with shelter and protection. In gratitude, the heroine performs various jobs for them, and at first everything works out well. Soon the inhabitants of Dogville begin to abuse Grace, turning her into their slave. The girl bears all the torments without complaint, until her father arrives in town, who turns out to be a powerful gangster. The daughter tried to escape from him and start a new life, but after a long conversation Grace agrees to return to the family. But before that she cruelly punishes the townspeople, kills them and wipes Dogville off the face of the earth. The meaning of the movie Dogville. The plot of the picture is ambiguous, like the rest of the director's work, but there are several philosophical theses that are clearly traced in the plot. Is sacrifice always justified? Numerous biblical parables, memories of wars and other stories tell us about people who sacrifice themselves for the sake of others. They become great martyrs, heroes, and gain eternal memory, but psychologists say, in real life it works not always. Grace sincerely believes that the residents of Dogville have done her a favor, so why not sacrifice her free time for them? But that turns out to be a mistake. The townspeople demand more and more sacrifices, and as a result they make the girl an unwilling slave, satisfying their whims and dirty desires. Relationships where sacrifice is present almost always develop according to the laws of psychology. At first, the one who sacrifices himself justifies and sympathizes with the other party, indulging all whims and blaming himself for the suffering. Over time, the relationship becomes toxic and addiction forms between people, growing into hatred, which eventually finds its way out. And, as we know, there is no crueler executioner who has previously been victimized. The iconic moment of the movie, Vera, one of the town's residents, breaks Grace's only treasure, porcelain figurines. She says that if the owner of the figurines manages to hold back her tears, only 2 of them will be destroyed and the rest will be unharmed. Grace fails the test and loses all the figurines. Later she does the same with Vera's children. The babies are killed in front of their mother on the condition that if she can hold back her tears, the killings will stop. Grace Milligan, temptress or martyr? The identity of the protagonist raises many questions. Who is Grace Milligan, an angel in the flesh or the devil in female form, who tempts the inhabitants of Dogville? All of them are ordinary people with their own vices and flaws, and everyone is capable of crossing the line under certain conditions. The correct answer lies somewhere in the middle. Grace is the embodiment of a pagan goddess, merciful and cruel at the same time. She tries to find a truly pure person among the townspeople, but failing to find one, she mercilessly destroys the entire town. There are parallels with the biblical myth of Sodom and Gomorrah, only in the role of Lot is the dog Moses, the only creature who has never mocked Grace. The depravity of human society. Immediately after Grace appeared in Dogville, the townspeople and the audience realized that she was hiding some secret. The girl turned out to be the daughter of a powerful gangster who ran away from her father to have nothing to do with his dark deeds. She tried to start a normal life among simple, pious people with their simple joys and simple life. She wanted to find something light and good in the soul of each of the townspeople. From everything that happened to Grace afterwards, we can conclude that all her attempts failed miserably. The girl's father blamed his daughter for this. In his opinion, She follows high moral principles, but does not demand the same from others. Grace agrees with her father's arguments, although the real reason lies in the viciousness of any society. Trier was accused of ridiculing and demonizing American society, but everything he described can be found in any country. The movie is set in the 1930s, but we can safely say, people haven't changed too much since then. They flaunt their decency and then do cruel things. They mock those on the lower rungs of the social ladder. They swear unselfishness and then squeeze all the juices out of the one they once favored. A vivid example of double standards and hypocrisy reigning in society is Tom, who claimed to be Grace's lover. He dreams of becoming a writer, likes to speculate about the human soul and at first treats the girl better than others, but then succumbs to the general madness. How the movie Dogville ends. The closing credits are set against a backdrop of alternating images from Jacob Holt's book American Pictures. They are from the Great Depression and show the immorality, cruelty and oppression in American society. Can people become kinder to each other and break the chain of cruelty that breeds more cruelty? Lars von Trier does not give an answer to these questions. Admin